Hey, this is Steve Zook again on my Polk Zoo channel here, and I want to thank everybody, by the way, for tuning in and appreciate it. And I'm going to be offering some branding and positioning opportunities here as well at a really reasonable price, so people can take advantage of the exposure that I've gotten here on YouTube. We can talk more about that down the road. But today I'm continuing with some of my free guitar instruction here. And just giving you a couple ideas. Today I think I wanted to talk, I know I've been talking about the Pentatonics a little bit recently, and like when you're working the Pentatonics, one of the ideas you can do is convert that pentatonic to the major scale that it's kind of came out of, okay? I know I talked about how the pentatonic is 5 tones out of the natural minor scale, or 5 tones out of the major scale, however you want to look at it. But like if you're doing an A minor pentatonic, basically 5 tones out of the C major scale. If you go the 6th degree of a C major scale, A, and you go up 5 notes from A, okay, or 6 notes I should say, you have an A natural minor scale, okay, it's just all the same notes as C. Same color as a C major scale, it just starts on a different note. I personally don't get involved in the whole modal thing. I mean, I use modes, but a mode is just a major scale that starts on a different step. So I think it just confuses a lot of people. I tend to think about music in terms of colors and tone and whatnot, but I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just don't do it. And for me and my students, we're able to absorb and use the tools of music better by keeping the idea. And I like Joe Pash used to say the same thing. You know, just keep it simple. And keep your thinking, you know, simplify your thinking and play more intuitively and whatnot. But don't get me started on that rap, I'll never shut up. So, but I talked a little about the Pentatonics. I like the sound of it today up here, a little higher up. So when you're doing this scale, you can convert that over. Okay, so now you have all those notes to use. So you could... So besides the pentatonic notes, you also have, you've got the notes of that major scale, in this case it's a D. One of the things I suggest you practice is a little bit of legato playing along with picking, okay? So maybe do some exercises where you're picking, right, to work on your picking, and then also where you're just picking one note, doing a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs. So, but anyway, so the same thing here, like if you're doing a pentatonic, you go to the next form up, which I think I call form 2. It's been a while since I've talked about this. You could also convert that over to the major scale. I like to add this. Of course, the whole idea is to be creative here. I mean, there's a time to be structured, but my main point I just wanted to bring up was when you're working the pentatonics, convert that over to a major scale as well, okay? I probably threw in some accidental notes there. Anyway, and then also another thing I want to talk about real briefly, I'm going to try to keep this short today, is working, to develop some legato, try working the diminished scale, which is a 1. We'll just do the bottom 4 strings, or you can, if you want to start here, you start the 5th fret. I love that color. Music is about color. And legato playing, you hit that once, hit it again. Your pick is more of a guide, and you're trying to keep a nice sustained legato quality. So that pattern, and that's just the diminished. You can work it chromatically. Do variations of it, you know, like and it's a great skill to work on. You could then pick down you could do arpeggios. You can do this form. Sorry about that. Okay, you can do these. Okay, you can do this form. Then you can combine these exercises. But the idea is for developing, you know, you just pick, you know, hit with the pick and then do some hammer-ons and pull-offs, and just think in your mind, visualize this scale. And it sounds real, and then visualizing that, just take little parts of it. Do a couple strings and do, you know. And I love that diminished color. But basically, okay, you can kind of practice it like that, okay? And then, it sounds really cool to go up a minor third, because just like the diminished chord repeats itself every minor third, right? The same thing with the arpeggio. And it just sounds cool to play that diminished lick and then move up the guitar a minor third like this. So the diminished is a fun scale to work on. And I think of this as color, you know, diminished is one of the colors that you want to really get to know. And then chordally speaking, I find the diminished is a very high tension chord. It's a high tension chord, demands resolution. So it's a chord that when you're using it in a standard tune or even a composition or whatever, it might be a chord that takes you somewhere else. Or if you're going to use the chord to kind of transition to some other place, it can be good as well. But I like what John McLaughlin said, any chord can follow any chord. And speaking of that, I just love this kind of tension. John McLaughlin is, I think, a great composer and a great guitar player. I actually sent him one of my tunes, and he listened to it, and that was kind of cool that he listened to it. It was kind of a tribute to him, actually. If you want to go to myspace.com/Steve, T-Zook, Z-O-O-K. That's myspace.com/Steve, S-T-E-V-E-T, and then Z-O-O-K, Zook. Listen to the song Transformation. It's actually a tribute to John McLaughlin. Because he was one of his very first albums. My Goals Beyond really touched me, and there's just certain musicians that have really inspired me over the years, like John McLaughlin, Pat Martino, George Benson, Larry Coryell, Paco de Lucia, Al Di Meola. The last few years or so, Barley Legrin, unbelievable, wow, and of course Joe Pass, who I took one lesson from. And I love Pat Martino, and I love Michael Hedges, and Pierre Ben Susan. I'm really into solo guitar, so that's why it's so fun for me to sell my Recording King guitars and whatnot. But anyway, I'm just going to keep offering a lot of great information here. If you ever want to contribute to my channel, that would be really appreciated. Even a small donation, $10, $20 would be awesome. We'd really appreciate it, because we're just trying to grow the channel and offer more free information and good, really good value on guitars, and help people get the most out of their money for musical instruments. So I'll cut this in. These downloads always take a long time. So one more time today, I was talking about the pentatonic scales. And whenever you're doing those, then you convert that to the related major scale. And then work those pentatonics. And then I was talking about using the diminished scale. And going up a minor third at the end. Okay, so I'll throw one more idea on, which is this. Start practicing this. Because you can use that as a tool. Kind of fun little pattern. Here I'm just using this blues scale. 4-3-1, 4-3-1, 4-3. I'm counting up a little sequence scale here. And there. But this pattern here can be used to go into a pentatonic sound. This sounds really cool on the 5th fret. You can practice it. Come down 3rd fret. Here. We'll be talking more about that, how to use those, but so anyway, thanks for tuning in. If you would like to contribute to my channel, we sure would appreciate it. You could just PayPal it to stevezook7@yahoo.com. That's Steve and then ZOOK and then the number 7, not spelled out. Steve Zook, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. We'd appreciate it if you feel like helping out. It just helps us get more free information to people and keep expanding the channel. Appreciate it, and keep on picking and grinning. Let's all keep the faith in these trying times, and let's not believe in trying times. Let's not buy all the smoke and mirrors, okay? Our prosperity, our perfection, and our perfect life can manifest with positive faith, and just remember that our source, the universe or the one mind, or whatever you want to call it, is our source. So we don't have to be under the rules, and we don't have to buy all the junk that we see on TV. And you can be happy, you can be joyful, you can expect positive things in your life. We do have to work for them, but I found if you work for things and you're positive about it and you have positive faith, that then we get a little help. You know what I mean? A little bit of action, positive thinking. And I really believe in gratitude, having gratitude for the simplest things in life, the blue sky, the plants, whatever. It's a very powerful, I believe, principle of the universe. And I really believe in tithing too. I'm not affiliated with any religion, and I don't really call myself anything. And I respect you if you are, but I really do believe in tithing. It opens up the channel and gets everything flowing. So it's very interesting, kind of gets the wheel moving. So anyway, take care, and let's stay positive, all right? Let's stay positive. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, this is for sale, by the way. This really beautiful Korean 335, 375 with a hard case. It's a really nice guitar. You can call me 714-548-0385. And I have 100% positive feedback also on eBay under the same name, Poksu. So if you're interested in the guitar, it's a really nice one, made in Korea, older one. 714-548-0385. Take care. Bye-bye.